right, guys, here we are to react to the trailer for the movie Bill Nye Science Guy documentary.
I have no joke. It's a documentary. I used to like Bill Nye. Lately, it's been getting weird. He's been chiming in on stuff. I don't have any concrete examples of a thing he said or did, but it feels like his new show was just fodder for people on both sides of our modern retarded arguments to
I caught a couple
argue stuff, and
and
I
was
don't know,
not
guys.
super impressed by a lot of them. Except for his set was amazing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed his set on the original show too. He's he's a good guy. I didn't realize how much of a science guy he actually was. I think as a kid, you kind of just think, oh, he's just like a dude that's the host of this show.
Right.
But no, I've seen him since go on some deep dive, attack
He's got
the religious
credentials.
guys at that Noah's Ark thing, and I was like, no, he's pretty scientific.
Yeah, he's like Neil deGrasse Tyson or some of those
Yeah.
people that have spoken at conferences or whatever. But I don't know. I'm a real big fan of science, but some of these people are just oh, we're gonna roast the Catholics or something like that.
Yeah.
And that gets a little whatever to me. So I don't know. The world is just a cold and dark and deranged shell of what it once was as a child, and now we know that Mr. Wizard was a pedophile and all these other things. I have no idea. Let's find out what this is all about.
Let's. So I'm not big into documentaries. I think that's clear. Anyone who's watching interviews, knows I always go on record saying I don't like documentaries, and I still don't. But when the subject is something that you're at least a little familiar with, it makes it a little bit more approachable. If it's something you actually want to learn about, it makes it a little bit more approachable. So the format itself can be overridden by the fact that nah, I liked Bill Nye. I watched hundreds of hours of this dude as a kid, and I like seeing what the guy's doing. At one time in the commercial, the guy says, Bill Nye is not a scientist, and he says, I don't have a PhD and stuff. I thought he was
Did
a
that
super
shock you?
scientist. I was a little shocked.
Okay, because in the preamble you were you phrased it I didn't realize how much of a science guy he really was. But I didn't think you meant I didn't realize he had all these credentials that he does not have credentials.
No, my original statement about him not knowing he was such a science guy was saying didn't know he actually knew what he was talking about in a lot of things. Thought it was just a guy who was reading a script and doing some stuff.
Right, that's how I took it. He's not a guy who would then go on to host a reality TV show or a game show where people sing underwater.
Yes,
he's actually, and they call it out here he's successfully transitioned from the science guy to the science statesman or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, the science statesman. Oh my god. In his fucking call boxes, he time travels around the world. It's amazing.
He's got the attire for it.
Yeah, no, he reminds me of some weird incarnation of a Doctor Who thing. But no, I really I do fundamentally like him. Like I said, lately it's gotten a bit bickery or whatever, and he's sort of doing his thing. But the bottom line with all this stuff, and they say it at some point in here, if we raise a generation of children that cannot think critically, we are doomed. And I'm like, yeah, critical thinking is important. So whether or not you like what he's saying or what he's doing, or how he's doing it, at the very least, people are like, wait, people are saying this. I thought everyone thought that or whatever. Now you can do, And he's got that foot in the door of oh, it's Bill Nye.
Exactly.
All that stuff.
No, he's always been a cool guy. Which is ironic because he's super nerdy and whatever, but he's a cool dude.
Science is cool, man.
Science is cool, but he was cool before science was cool.
He was cool with science before science was cool.
It's true.
With the world. No, I dig it. I like that he's doing this thing and all that stuff.
Yeah, no.
And this seems like a documentary that this could have been very they could have played like tense music and bad music, whatever. But the whole thing was sort of was a light, happy and then he did this doom just and then he went here and then he did this and then interviews of he's great and all that stuff. So I feel like it's an
I could see this.
good thing. Yeah.
And I am a person who is doomed to watch X amount of documentaries because my girlfriend loves documentaries, and I feel like this is something I could be oh, how about that one, and get a pass card on watching some stupid horrible thing about sucking dick for crack. I think I'd much rather watch a little Bill Nye.
I don't watch a lot of documentaries anymore. Is that what they're all about?
It's half of them.
At least half of them are about filleting for
it's
drugs.
It's about what people do for drugs, how they get drugs into the country, and then it's about just horrible murderers and rapists. That's all of them.
It all involves something in someone's ass.
Most likely.
That's the one common theme I get from this.
Pretty much.
So you can have this in your back pocket now for this will be my counter suggestion. Then
maybe
you get
Bill Nye.
a Passover thing. No, this looks like it'll be enjoyable. I don't know if I'll ever actually watch it because I don't kind of like you. I'm not a huge fan of documentaries.
Given a choice, I will always pick a scripted something someone made versus something
for
like this.
Entertainment or whatever.
Yes.
I just worry that it's so biased and stuff. This seems like it was made with his like he's on board.
Yes.
There's a lot of footage here.
Well, he's in
So,
it.
yeah, so it's not like someone doing like this hard-hitting expose exposing Bill Nye and like everything about him and his dark past and what he's good at and what he's bad at and like this like whatever. It's like a hype piece for him or something
Yeah.
like that. But it seems pretty hypey, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So no, this looks fine. I'd give this a thumbs up.
I agree.
I'd recommend it to a friend. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.